Okay, so we're going to go over how to use a tire plug, what we call a string tire plug. Looks like this. And so what we're going to start with, here's our screw that we ran over. We need to first go ahead and take this out. And before I take that out, let's go through the tools you're going to need. You're going to need some kind of tool to take whatever's in your tire out. Now, if this were for real, if I had been driving like this, this head may be worn off from me driving 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 miles with this in my tire. So I might need a pair of pliers, side cutters, something to dig that out, because this head might not exist anymore after running it over about 10 million times. Okay, so we need to be aware of that the screwdriver might not work for us, but we'll use this right now. We're going to need our tire reamer tool. Okay, we're going to need some of our rubber cement for helping this to seal. We're going to need our threading tool, and we're going to need our string plug. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is take this out. So I'll go ahead and just unscrew this. And if you can't unscrew it, that's great. Now you have, if there's air in the tire, and there should be, you hear some air coming out of this hole. Here, leaking out a little bit. And I'm going to take some of this glue. You don't need a lot, but I'm going to dab some of this right on the tip of the reaming tool. Okay, once it's on there, go ahead and put the glue back. And this isn't going to go in very easy. I need to really push this to get it to go in and twist it back and forth. And I'm actually going to leave this tool in with the air pressure in there. That'll keep air from blowing on my face, so I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to get my string ready. Okay. So I'm going to take this, peel off. Just peel it off. We only have a couple left, that's fine. Take off one of these strings, package. Okay. I'm going to get my threading tool right here. Go ahead and feed that through. Work it in there. Let's try it this way. Pull this through until it's equal, and what I'll do is I'll just pull it both ends of this strand this way. And as you can see, that's about equal. Okay? So I'm going to get some of my glue. And I'm going to just paint that on both sides. Go ahead and put you don't need it over the whole thing, just the top half where the tip of the threading tool is. That's good. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and take this out. Push this in. And this will take some force. You really got to push on this to get this to work. So I'm going to go ahead and push down. There it goes. It's starting to go in. And I want to push until I'm about a 1/4 inch. I've got a 1/4 inch of string left, and maybe a little bit more. And right there, I'm going to zoom in. I've got about a 1/4 inch of string left right here. Okay. If I push that anymore, this whole string will actually go into the tire, and I go to pull the tool out, and it'll leave the string inside the tire. So I want about that much left over when I'm pressing this in. Let's go ahead and zoom back out. Now, for this lap, and it depends on the instructions, for this lap, I'm going to have you turn this tool 90 degrees and pull out. And the plug is set. Now, the last thing you need to do is either get a knife or some side cutters like this, and we're just going to just nibble off a little bit at a time. We're just going to take this down, make it even with the tread. And we're sealed, okay? Now, what I would like you to do is once you're done, come get me. I'll come check this out and say you did it right or you didn't do it right. And then I want you to go ahead and fill the tire with air up to about 32 psi. We have the tire gauge and the tire chuck here to go ahead and fill it up. I also want you to put the screw back in, okay, and for the next group, for the next period, okay. Make sure when you put this back in that it's between here and here. Please don't put it on the side or in the sidewall. It needs to be between here and here. One big thing about when you're doing repair with this kind of plug, you can only repair 1 inch in from each sidewall. This is the only area you're allowed to repair with this. If it's outside the sidewall, 1 inch from the sidewall or on the sidewall, you cannot repair it with this plug. That's one really important thing to know about this. If it's 1 inch from the sidewall and in, we can use it. If it's 1 inch from the sidewall and the sidewall, this isn't usable or applicable to that situation. You should not use the tire plug in that situation. Okay? So once you're to this point, come get me or your foreman, and we'll sign you off.